This topic, I do want to say, is self-taught, kind of like a journal that I'd kept when I stopped searching for answers externally for the unspoken questions that I came to realize shouldn't be asked. So, in other words, a guide to explain the metaphysical moments through life and wanting to learn more about the way we think, our minds, and also human existence. We all know that life existed before we were born. This is not based on historical facts and science, but by our parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents. Each generation leaves an imprint by teaching their kids a way of life that paves the way for the next generation. And so we never question the family tree as being a myth. This is an expansion of human evolution and what we have been taught to believe. The names of each population of human growth was titled by man. So we've had before Christ, after Christ, an era, a century, the ages, and today known as modern society. So the one thing I learned from my own personal journey in life is that history has taught us one thing. We are all governed to be submissive by natural law. I do believe that the law first started with the story of Moses in the Bible, engraved and marked in stone being the Ten Commandments. And I do believe that this had been introduced with unspoken intentions to create what was meant to be taught in humanity, and that being world peace. The unspoken rule was that it was created for each individual to follow based on their own choice, and in some twisted way had caused the opposite effect to come into play, and that was dominance for empowerment. Power over the human population in society. And so a law governed by man had also, I believe, awakened the other side of creation that was not intended. By the rules which are not meant to be broken, had divided the world in two, good and evil. To teach those with intentions of evil who acts upon it were punished. And in the early ages, one of the punishments was death. However, most of the guilty was proven by only the word of mouth, which means that a lot of innocents had suffered by the unnatural law of a jury to make a decision based on their own feelings and thoughts by witnessing a case of a crime committed but had no actual proof, and so the life of a suspect, innocent or not, was in the hands of others and judged by the outcome of votes. This is something that has been passed on through generations, one which still exists today. One which I believe had the right intentions but paved the course through life with the wrong influence, and that is, it had stripped away our individual rights to freedom. Being that a law was first set into play to teach us right from wrong, it also awakened me to question my own beliefs into what is wrong and what is right, and also to question society's law, to think that existence meant to abide by rules, and this separated me from society in general. And I'm saying this with the exclusion of the law that is punished to those with the acts of evil, that being murder, rape, etc. As humans, we are curious by nature. We want answers, and before science was introduced, we had our imagination. And so exist the phrases such as the eyes are the windows to our soul. Phrases like that expands our mind. And so when it comes to subjects that have no proof, brings me to the metaphysical topics such as our Akashic records, our incarnation, karma, soulmates, and twin flames. When I was 13, I questioned my existence. Because I had an unpleasant past that I had erased from my childhood, which had haunted me as an adult through my dreams. This had also made me realize how powerful our mind really is. When we so desperately want to forget a traumatic memory, our mind has the capability to store it away, but our minds don't completely erase it. It stores it in our subconscious mind. And so most of the topics that I'd mentioned, I believe, is shown in this present lifetime through an out-of-mind experience. And by reliving the past, had awakened my subconscious mind to believing that our past life is revealed through our subconscious memory experienced in this lifetime, and that could hold the key to the answers without questioning the bluff in unlocking our soul's blueprint. When we truly believe in ourselves without the need of approval for others, it awakens something that is only felt within our soul, which sets us free of the need to do things out of a sense of duty and obligation. And that's the power of our well of spirit, which is pure love. I believe that we meet people for a reason, and in every mating leaves a print. And so when we look at the consequential reflections that they've made, they set in motion some inner process that goes on and on. And so it is difficult to self-cognize in isolation. We need to bump into a few people before we can begin to truly discover who we are. And so when one questions their life's purpose, has come across in research and finding the topics raised in soul terms, soulmates, twin flames, and karmic ties. When it comes to karmic relationships, I believe that karma enables the soul to come back and do some corrective work. When that veil of illusion breaks, it's only when our soul feels like something is missing and leaves us in that constant dissatisfaction. And with a soulmate, someone that you feel lifts your energy in a way that leaves us feeling intimate and pleasant around that person, which creates a relationship that is both effortless and energizing. And then comes the third meeting in our soul terms, popular belief in definition that two entities of one form of soul come face to face with their mirror. One who truly understands the label of twin flames will probably tell you that if given the choice, probably wouldn't want to experience the meeting of their twin, to understand that what they've been missing has been inside them all along. And that is again the understanding of becoming one within oneself. To learn to accept love and share their feelings without the fear of being smothered, will have to face their potential and manifest their talents in order to become completely self-reliant. But the lesson in uniting with our twin flame is to teach each other about accepting love without fear. Within the connection, you'll find that one party is very keen to question the love in the relationship, wanting to take it to the next level, while the other doesn't know what the hell is going on and doesn't want to deal with their own emotions within the relationship. Looking back on the journey, there can be little doubt that meeting up had awakened something that goes beyond the existence of committed relationships. The spectrum of emotions experience is infinite and coming together in their own personal Garden of Eden, awakening us to a telepathic interchange, because both are pulled around the compulsion of the energy that is connected by what seems like an invisible thread or cord that will always have them being drawn back to the other, no matter how many times they separate within their life. We are multidimensional beings that is connected by the network of energy. We are the walking, vibrating spheres of energy that pulsate. And so beyond the intelligence of mind and heart is understanding the intelligence of energy exchange between the people we encounter. And so until the terms do not judge, do not envy, do not hate is not an irrelevance to us, understanding the truth in unconditional love, since nature itself is love, living in the universe without love is unnatural. And so again, in the history of human evolution, is to expand our consciousness when we do separate our thoughts that is influenced by society's way of thinking, making us recognize our true life's purpose and seeing through the veil of illusions in all dimensions that is found in our journey individually through separation, saying that the fear that we lived in is only the illusion, and therefore reawakens our heart to love. And in that awakening process, our journey through life truly begins.